I was very happy several days ago to receive an invitation to speak about my dear godbrother and friend Mukunda Goswami on the occasion of his Vyas Puja, 80th birthday. There's so much to say. I'll begin by expressing my profound admiration for the unique, extraordinary, invaluable role that Mukunda Goswami played in Prabhupada's founding of ISKCON. Mukunda Goswami's book about that, Miracle on Second Avenue, I believe, is it's one of my favorite books, actually. I've read, of course, a number of books about Prabhupada, about the experiences of various devotees, but that book was, for various reasons, Mukunda Goswami's book made a very strong and, of course, completely favorable impression on me. First, it's extraordinary, which I've said before, just the role that Mukunda Goswami played in establishing ISKCON. He was Prabhupada's go-to man. He was just a few years older than some of the other devotees, but it was clear that Prabhupada trusted him. Prabhupada recognized him as being a mature, intelligent devotee. And when Prabhupada was in external distress, he went to Mukunda Goswami when Prabhupada's so-called roommate went crazy. And so really the history of Mukunda Goswami in New York in those days really is the history of ISKCON. He played a unique, very special role in the founding of ISKCON. And of course, Lord Krishna awarded him that amazing service to Lord Krishna's pure devotee Prabhupada. So I admire that very, very much. And also because that period, the way that Prabhupada related to the devotees in those days, especially I could say the way he related to Mukunda Goswami, to me is a model of an ISKCON that is more personal, that Prabhupada is fully recognized and appreciated as an eternally liberated soul, as the founder, Acharya of ISKCON, and yet the relationship is personal and real. It's not just mythologized. It's not so distant that it's almost like the Vishnu form of Prabhupada or something. So that relationship that Mukunda had with Prabhupada, where there was intimacy, there was mutual trust, and yet there was never a lack of proper respect. And so I think Mukunda Goswami not only rendered invaluable service to Prabhupada in the founding of ISKCON, and then in the establishing of ISKCON in London, the three couples that went there. So really, Mukunda Goswami was absolutely instrumental in establishing Prabhupada's movement in perhaps the two most important cities in the world. And so I take that as a model, Mukunda Goswami's relationship with Prabhupada, as we read about it in that book, to me is a model of what the guru-disciple relationship should be. Another, of course, great achievement of Mukunda Goswami is founding the ISKCON. Now it's called ISKCON Communications. It used to be called Public Relations. And of course, Mukunda was always sort of a step ahead of the rest of us and very mature. And so the very fact that he recognized the need for such a thing. And back then, when Mukunda Goswami established the Public Affairs Ministry, which became Communications, he was almost the only one who recognized that we even need such a thing. And back then we needed it very much because there had been so much kind of take no prisoner Sankirtan book distribution that we had major image problems. And there was a great need for such a department, and there were deprogrammers, and so Mukunda Goswami established that. And um, more of on a personal side, for 20 years, roughly, I lived on the east side of Beverly Hills. And Mukunda Goswami, I believe, was living in San Diego then. He'd moved down to San Diego, but he would come to Los Angeles often, and also sometimes travel through Los Angeles. And so he began to stay with me. I had a guest room, and of course, I was very, very happy to have that blessing to be able to host him. Tamal Krishna Goswami used to stay with me regularly also. So it was worth having that nice apartment in Beverly Hills just to host great souls like that. But I remember when Mukunda Goswami would come and stay with me, it was always so much fun. I mean, Krishna conscious fun. I don't know if all of you know it, but Mukunda Goswami has a great sense of humor. And of course, for me, he always is and always was an older brother. And yet his natural modesty, his natural humility made him a very, very pleasing older brother. There was no sibling rivalry. And I remember his Speedo goggles. For his health, he would go and swim. I remember that, his Speedo goggles. And I remember he told me some very funny jokes, not all of which I'll repeat here, or none of which I'll repeat here, actually, but very, very funny jokes. And it was just such a, now looking back on it, I can understand more and more what a blessing it was to be able to host him in that way and to have his association. Since Mukunda Goswami moved to the South Pacific, first in New Zealand for several years, and then of course to Australia, to Govardhan, so I really haven't seen him very much, which is my great loss. And the one time I did go down to New Govardhan, which was about 4 years ago, approximately, I had my Vyasa Puja there, and he came and spoke, which to me was a great honor. And so I won't go on and on and on, but I'll simply say that Mukunda Goswami, from the day he began his service in ISKCON, I mean, several years before I did. I mean, when Mukunda Goswami was rendering invaluable service to Prabhupada, finding a temple and helping to organize, I was just graduating high school. And of course went up to Berkeley, and eventually Prabhupada came there. And so to me, Mukunda Goswami personifies, exemplifies a unique, sublime, most ecstatic period in ISKCON history, when the relationship with Prabhupada was not mythological, but it was real. It was a real loving relationship between guru and disciple, fully understanding Prabhupada's position as Krishna's emissary, as a liberated soul, as the founder Acharya of ISKCON. At the same time, very personal, very real. And Prabhupada, another thing which really, just if I could say this, really struck me about from Mukunda Goswami's book, Miracle on Second Avenue, is that Prabhupada trusted his intelligent Western disciples like Mukunda Goswami to figure out how to do a lot of things, like, okay, where should we get a temple? How do we present things? And so it's Prabhupada came to the West looking for moons, not just stars, and Mukunda Goswami is definitely one of the moons that Prabhupada found. And so I'd like to congratulate him on his Vyasa Puja Day, on an extraordinary lifetime of valuable service to Prabhupada, for setting an example of ideal character, Vaishnava character, and for giving me his friendship well, I was saying, actually, we were interrupted for a moment, that when I went to New Govardhan, I had my VS Puja and Mukunda spoke, and I thought that was a great honor for me that he came over to the program and spoke. And so I wish him unlimited blessings from Prabhupada and Lord Krishna. Of course, he's already earned those blessings himself. He doesn't need my wishes, but still. And I congratulate all of his disciples, friends, well-wishers for their good fortune to have his association. So again, my thanks to the devotees who kindly invited me to speak on this occasion. Deva Prasta, specifically Deva Prasta Das, I'd like to thank him. And I wish Mukunda Goswami another 80 years of loving service to Prabhupada in ISKCON. Hare Krishna.